Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest 2022 NFL preview video. Today I'm breaking down the Indianapolis Colts. Now, before I get started, if this is your first time here and you like football, hit that subscribe button. Join the growing community of football junkies and fans of all 32 NFL teams. Now, here's how my preview videos work. I start off with 3 things I like about the Indianapolis Colts. Then I give you 3 things I don't like. Then I break down the schedule, the yearly win total odds, and then at the end, I reveal if I'm going to put action down on the Indianapolis Colts. Now, let's start off. 3 things I like about the Colts. The first thing I like about the Indianapolis Colts is the quarterback upgrades. And this isn't just Matt Ryan, but Nick Foles as well. Remember when Nick Foles won the Super Bowl and was MVP, his offensive coordinator was Frank Reich, the Colts now head coach. So bringing in a backup quarterback who's familiar with your system, and heaven forbid Matt Ryan goes down, he can come in and win you a few games. But personally, I do think that adding Matt Ryan, a future Hall of Famer, is a significant upgrade. I also like the fact that you bring in an experienced backup as well. The second thing I like about the Indianapolis Colts is Jonathan Taylor. This is the best running back in the NFL. Last year, he led the NFL in rushing, and second place had 552 yards less. Basically, his first 2 years in the league, he's basically putting up all-time great stats. And what I like is that this is a very powerful running back. He's about 5'10", 230, so he runs low to the ground. He's got excellent vision, body control, balance, but the former Big Ten track champion has great speed. Once he gets in the open field, he could be gone. So you could have he has everything it takes to be a great running back. Then you add that he's got great speed on top of that. He doesn't have world-class speed, but this is a guy who can literally score from anywhere on the field. Right now, this is the best running back in the NFL, and he's doing some future Hall of Fame shit. The third thing I like about the Colts is the front seven speed. A new defensive coordinator, Gus Bradley, formerly of the Raiders, brings Yannick Ngakoue with him. Yannick had 10 sacks with the Raiders last year, so he fits the system really, really well. And this system is very similar to what Matt Eberflus, the former defensive coordinator, ran. And basically, it's not a lot of blitzing, but pressure with the front four is completely necessary. If you don't remember, Kwity Paye had that phenomenal pro day, ran a 4.52 at weighing over 260 pounds. He should really take a big step up this year. You have DeForest Buckner, one of the NFL's most athletic defensive tackles. And if you were to ask me what's the definition of a sideline and sideline linebacker, look no further than Shaquille Leonard. He wants to be called Shaquille, not Darius anymore. Then I'll call him Shaquille. I'm not saying this is going to be a top 10 defense this year, but that front seven, they have a top 10 speed. They probably one of the 5 fastest front sevens in all football, and speed's pretty important to what Gus Bradley wants to do on defense. So just to recap the 3 things I like about the Colts, I like the quarterback upgrades. I like Jonathan Taylor, the NFL's best running back, and I like the front 7 speed. Now, 3 things I don't like about the Indianapolis Colts. First thing I don't like about the Indianapolis Colts is the left tackle position. Now, you enter 2022 with Matt Pryor as your starting left tackle, and then you had a 3rd-round draft pick, Bernard Raymond, as the backup. Now, Bernard Raymond, the former Central Michigan tight end turned tackle, has a lot of potential. There's a lot of mock drafts that saw him as a possible 1st-round pick. In this year's draft, the Colts really got a great value by getting him in the 3rd round. And it wouldn't surprise me if he starts in 2023. But instead, you have Matt Pryor, who started at different positions along the offensive line in 2021. Well, they're going to try to have him as the starting left tackle in 2022. Now, keep in mind, he's only on a 1-year deal. So if he plays lights out in 2022, he's going to want a big-time contract, and that presents a whole new issue of problems. But bottom line, no NFL team wants a guy who was a backup at a variety of positions to be your starting left tackle. And you combine that with the second thing I don't like about the Colts, and that is you're stuck with Matt Ryan for the next 2 years. Let me clarify this. Now, I love Matt Ryan. The future Hall of Fame quarterback is a great addition, but he wasn't mobile coming out of Boston College in 2008. So the 37-year-old quarterback is the definition of pocket passer, and he did struggle in Atlanta last year. Now, I blame the struggles more to new head coach Arthur Smith working with mobile quarterbacks and Matt Ryan not being mobile. I kind of put two and two together. But the possibility of rapid decline really isn't far-fetched. Now, if you do have a quarterback like Matt Ryan, you really need something better at the left tackle position, and this is going to cause multiple problems. If Pryor plays well, he's under a one-year deal, so you have to figure out a way to pay him. The problem is Yannick Ngakoue, his contract's going to be up. Quentin Nelson, his contract's going to be up. Jonathan Taylor, if he has another all-pro type of season, he's not going to wait till his rookie deal's over. He's going to wait to get paid this offseason. So bottom line, you can't pay all four of these players, plus you still have to pay Matt Ryan's contract, which the way quarterback contracts are, he's relatively well priced. But bottom line, you can't trade for another quarterback. You have to make it work. And if Pryor doesn't pan out, Ryan's not going to finish the season healthy. So what you're kind of hoping for is that Matt Pryor plays well, but Raymond plays well enough in training camp that he can take over in 2023, which is really risky. Now, for a mobile 37-year-old quarterback, I think this is an insane risk. This isn't a risk that most NFL teams make, but the Colts are kind of hoping this will work. The third thing I don't like about the Indianapolis Colts is their secondary. I know someone's going to say, why are you questioning the secondary? I got one Pro Bowl corner, and then we added Stephon Gilmore. What's not to like? First off, you have a rookie strong safety, third-round pick, Nick Cross. Now, our lads and ESPN both have Nick Cross as starting strong safety. To the best of my knowledge, that's going to be your day one starter. ESPN has newly acquired Rodney McLeod as the starting free safety. Our lads has Julian Blackman. I think it's going to be McLeod. Now, the problem is that McLeod is 32 and Gilmore turns 32 a week after the season starts. Both players have missed time with injuries over the last 2 years. When you're 32 and you've missed multiple games over the last 2 years due to injury, that's not a good thing in the NFL. Plus, you're also hoping that rookie Nick Cross, who by the way, getting Nick Cross in the third round is fantastic value. He does have he does have NFL size speed, like he's an NFL type athlete, but he's still a rookie. Bottom line, the Colts are my favorite to win the AFC South. But if I'm an AFC wildcard team, I want to play the Colts because of the left tackle situation, mainly being unproven, and you're either going to have injuries in the secondary or you're going to have some age, plus rookies are kind of usually a good thing to pick on. Just to recap the three things I don't like about the Indianapolis Colts. Number one, the left tackle situation. Number two, stuck with Matt Ryan only because your left tackle situation is unproven. I like Matt Ryan, but when you have an unproven left tackle and a mobile 37-year-old quarterback, it's not a good thing. And I'm not a fan of the Colts secondary. Now, let's break down the Colts schedule. First off, I really like this schedule. You start the season with 2 road games, but they're both very winnable road games. Then you have 2 difficult home games before a Thursday night football game at Denver. Now, Jacksonville plays Sunday before traveling to Indianapolis week 6, so slight advantage for the Colts for that week 6 game. You get some extra days of rest. Weeks 9 through 13 is the toughest part of the schedule. You have 5 consecutive opponents that went to the playoffs in 2021, and 3 of those games are on the road. Now, I really like the late bye, and the best part is that Minnesota doesn't have a Week 14 bye. They actually travel Week 14 to Detroit, so even though it's a road game Week 15, I think that's a really big advantage for the Colts. And then the final 3 games of the season, 2 are at home. And then you have the Giants on the road January the 1st. That's a very winnable road game. Basically, I think this is a very favorable schedule. And the yearly win total odds, Caesars has 9.5, Barstool has 10. So basically, you're looking at either 10 or 11 wins if you like the over. And let's go over the schedule again and see if we can get to 10 or 11 wins. All right, let's just say you're going to start the season 2-2, and the Denver Thursday night game is really key. Now, I'm going to touch base on that in just a little bit, but let's skip that Denver game for now. Let's say out of Jacksonville and Tennessee, you split the divisional opponents, and then week 8 hosting Washington, you win there. Now, this gets you to 4 wins before you enter this really tough 5-game stretch. Now, if you get 4 wins entering this 5-game stretch and you're betting over, you really want to get 3 wins here. All right, you really want to get 3 wins here. And basically what you're trying to do is hit the bye with 7. And the reason why is because this Minnesota game, even though it's on the road, I think you got a good chance with winning that game, which would put you at 8 wins. And then out of your final 3 games, 2 of them are at home. So if you get 8 wins entering that 3-game stretch, you have a really great chance of hitting 10 wins. Now, the key is this week 5 game. Now, if you're wanting to bet the over and you're looking at this schedule and you think this week 5 game is going to be a loss, this means that you can get to 10, not 11. But if you're looking at the schedule and you see week 5 as a win, then you could probably get to 11 wins. Now, personally, I like over 9.5, and that's what Caesars has right now. But odds are negative 135, which is a terrible number. It means you have to wager $135 to win 100. Because it's such a bad number, I'm probably going to pass putting action on the Colts, but I do like over 9.5. Now, this is my opinion. This is what I think. I really want to hear from you. What do you think? Drop a comment below and let's talk football. Now, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and ring the bell while you're notified every time I come out with a new video. Tomorrow, I'm going to break down the Los Angeles Chargers, so I will see you tomorrow.